If it's one thing that we cannot do, folks, is turn back the clock. We can't go back in time. We can't slow it down. It is just inevitable. Every minute and hour and day and month and year that passes is going to happen. And truth be told, we should be counting it as a blessing. Counting it as an opportunity to be, somebody impactful in this life and not dread it. Last weekend, I was at my church and we had an event called Man Up, right? So we got a lot of men together. We were just talking about life, being vulnerable, just a really open, safe space for guys to just converse with one another. And they broke us off into about groups of 10. And there was one gentleman in that group. He was about 53 years old. And I just can't get out of my head what he said. His exact words were, "I'm having a hard time right now with my age. Like I'm struggling right now with the acceptance that I am 53 years old." I just can't accept it. I just can't deal with it right now, And I'm like, that's some real stuff right there that a lot of men do not like to talk about. Now, ladies, I already know that y'all struggle with this because you're very vocal about it. Ladies are more likely to dye their hair. Ladies are more likely to hide their age. Ladies are the ones that get the Botox and the lip fillers, and you do everything that you can to preserve a youthful look. So we already know that ladies don't like the idea of aging. But guys, on the other hand, we are more prone to allowing the whites to come through in the beard. As you can tell, you can see, my beard, it's not fully white, but it's there. And I too have wrestled with that in the past. I've dyed my beard in the past, all black, but then it just stopped making sense to me. And then I have allergic reaction to some of the ingredients and some of that stuff. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it, screw it. And plus my wife, she prefers it like this. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna keep it like this if you like it. So, but to hear a grown man say I'm struggling right now with the fact that, I'm 53 years old, that really hit hard for me because I'm 39. I'll be 40 this year. And, I think about things that I didn't think about 10 years ago when I was 29. Like, I'm thinking about stuff like, man, like, retirement. Looking in the mirror, I'm like, yeah, you still look the same, but you can still see those remnants of aging, okay? Now, I take very good care of myself. I work out, I eat fairly healthy, I take supplements, I don't drink, I don't smoke. So that alone has extended my lifespan. Lord willing, something don't take me out of here sooner outside of my control. But I do what I can to try to keep a youthful appearance. But to struggle with aging is a real thing that a lot of people don't talk about. And I feel like we need to. Because we need to look at it from a different take. People in society, I can't speak for the rest of the world. Well, I do know in some cultures, they look at aging as an amazing thing, like a blessing, like something to really, really be proud of, something to just be happy that you've reached the latter end of your life and just be a blessing to people. Share your wisdom, share your knowledge with individuals. But here in America, we look at aging in a negative light. We look at it like it's something worthless, like it's something shameful, okay? Which is why we try to hide the grays or the whites or the silvers. We try to hide that. We try to lie. We'll lie about how old we are. We will try to dress like a lot of the younger generation. You see, the younger generation, they don't look up to each other. okay? They look up to generations above them because they know that they're getting to that point that they're going to be able, they're going to, get old one day. They're getting to that point where they know, I'm going to be 30, I'm going to be 40, so what am I supposed to do at that point? Like, they don't look to other 20-year-olds, don't look to other 20-year-olds. 25-year-olds don't look to other 25-year-olds. They usually look at people that are 35, 40, 45, 50 years old. That's who they look to for guidance, okay? And I've made videos like this in the past when I would say, hey, you are a certain age. When you reach, I'd say about 40, a little bit over that, I feel like you have a duty to share with people what you've been through, where you've been, how you overcame it, so that they can do the same. You see, we don't, the average lifespan, honestly, is about 65 years old to close to 100. Now, the 65-year-old, that right there, you've got to be in very bad condition to die at that age. But the people that live a long time, these are usually people who take good care of themselves. But since that's the case, during that lifespan, we should be doing all that we can, to recycle what we know, recycle the wisdom and the knowledge that we have accumulated over time to pass down to the other generations. You see, people always complain about the world being messed up and how the world's going in a bad direction, but a lot of people don't want to do anything about it. They don't want to contribute to the younger generations. Like, you can't see a healthier society or a better world unless you step up to the plate and you do something to contribute to it. I mean, I get it. The gentleman who said that he was struggling, I can feel that because, not that I struggle with the fact I'm aging. I have a hard time processing it sometimes, honestly, because I literally can recall memories from like my childhood like it was yesterday, or high school like when I was 15, 16 years, 17 years old. I have these memories. I remember the day, the night that I met my wife. I was 18. I remember what I was doing. I remember everything about that interaction like it was like yesterday, and that was nearly 21 years ago. So that part right there, like, it just puts in perspective how fast life really goes by, how quickly it just passes, and how we need to be so present, folks. We have got to be in the moment. We've got to be just present, like undivided attention on whatever it is we do, and not be moved and not be distracted, and just enjoy the people in our life. Enjoy the moments that you come past. Enjoy the experiences that come your way, because it just goes by so quick. Because listening to that brother speak, I know he was thinking the same thing, because he was like, he just, the way he carried himself, the way he was speaking, I could tell he probably had a lot of fun in his youthful years, in his 20s and in his 30s. And for him to say, man, I'm struggling right now, I just can't accept this, and I'm like, gosh, man, like, that's right around the corner for me, you know what I'm saying? 40 years old this year, and then before you know it, another decade, I'll be 50. I'm like, wow, man. I want to say something. I want to tell all of you out there, look at where you are right now in life as a blessing. Whether you're 25, whether you're 35, 45, 54, however old you are, look at it as a blessing. You're still here. You're still alive. You are still present here on this earth. You still have an opportunity to make an impact. As long as you draw breath, as long as you have the desire, you have that. Like, there's something we all can do. But if the only thing you're going to do is constantly look in the mirror and think about you being young and focus on the younger generation, you're going to be miserable, folks. Because what you're failing to realize is that those kids, those 20-year-olds, those 25-year-olds, they're going to be where you are right now one day. And we don't want them dreading aging, because that type of mindset, I can see it going down a very toxic place, to where individuals just, they want to live and then they want to just get out of here before that happens. There are literally people who feel like they will say, I don't want to be old. I don't want to be old. Like, I don't mind getting out of here at 40. I don't mind getting out of here at 45. I don't mind getting out of here at 50. And they really think that's old, you know. And society has thrown around these terms too loosely: old, aging, elderly. Like, do you even know what that means? Like, do you realize what that looks like? If people took better care of themselves, they wouldn't feel old. If people were more kind to other people, they would feel more fulfilled. And they wouldn't have time to focus on how old they are. Age is literally nothing but a number. How you look is up to you. How you feel is up to you. This is why it's important for us to be very diligent and to take care of the temple, the vessel that we carry throughout life. Because I don't know about you, but mentally, I feel more intelligent than I did at 25 years old, at 30 years old, at 35 years old, which was only a couple of years ago. I feel more mentally intelligent, more in tune with myself, more in tune with things around me. Like, every day is a learning process. Every single day is a learning process. And I'm doing the best that I can to manage it. But what's also helping me is that I'm talking to other people as well who are older than I am, who are giving me gems right where I'm at right now. So don't dread aging, folks. It's not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a blessing. We will often see older couples, who may be like in their 80s or their 90s. And we see when they were younger, like, they'll always have that young picture of them when they were like in their 20s, and now they're like, 80, 90 something years old. And everyone always looks at that and says that that's beautiful. And they cry, they look at it and say, that's goals right there. Like, people really do want to age gracefully. And they really do want to live a full life, but there's some select few people out here who don't think that that's a good thing, when I think it is. The longer you live, the better. The longer you live, the more of a positive impact you can have. You have more time to contribute to this world. Let's not be selfish. Let's not just think about ourselves. Let's be giving and kind to people as we sit here and age. Stop focusing on how old you are, people. Stop thinking about it. Please just stop thinking about how old you are and focus on how you feel and what you can do for others. That's it. All right. Look, if you can relate, comment down below, right? Do me a favor and subscribe to the channel as well. Like the video. See you in the next one.